to play with today. We are going to be playing with charm chain. And if you don't know what charm chain is, you're in for a treat, because charm chain is one of my very favorite chains because it's so versatile. So I have a little swatch right here. So this is one example of charm chain, and you can see it's got really great movement to it, which is fun. But you buy it by the inch and you get so many little charms on each inch. And I'm gonna actually break it apart for you. So we're gonna make some earrings, we might make a bracelet, and I'm gonna take the little charms off of the charm chain so you can see what each little individual charm looks like, because they're really cool. You can put them on the end of like a memory wire bracelet. You can put them at the back of your necklace as like a little signature piece. I've done that with charm chain before. I found a charm chain I like, and I kind of make that my little icon, my little signature. So I just put one little one on the back, and super economical because you get a lot of charms in every inch. So I'm going to show you that. And I see Tina's here, and Lou and Paulette. Hello, everyone. And it's always good to see familiar names. We have so much fun here, and we are live, which is nice. So we're here at Art Beads, and we are live. Hi, Piper. Good morning. So if you are on one of our other platforms, you are on Facebook, you are on YouTube, welcome. Thank you for joining us as well. We are streaming live there as well. But there's also a link in the description of your video if you want us to be able to see your comments live and chat with us. I see Susan's here from Seattle, and Hazel and Santa Barbara girl. So if you want to join this party over here where we can actually see your comments, click on that link in that description, pop over to Art Beads, and then we're going to be able to see your comments live. Otherwise, we'll have to get to them a little bit later. But what I want to do, hi, Mary Jane, I love it. Hi, kids, that's great. What I want to do is I want to show you guys my table, because I love my table today because it's got all this cool charm chain on it. And I got some pretty crystals to play with and some basic findings that we're going to mix and match with it as well. And oh, I see Carol from South Jersey, and Moni is here, and BJ. Hello, guys. All right, I'm gonna flip my camera down so you can see what we're working on, and let's start to play. And it's sunny out here, yay. So I've got this charm chain, so now I can show it to you a little bit better. You can see it a lot clearer when I flip my camera down. Now, don't forget, if there's anything you wanna see before I talk about it, just click on that shopping bag icon. It has everything preloaded, so you can learn more about it. You can see the price. You can add it right to your shopping cart from there. I never go away, which is nice, but it's a handy little resource. Oh, Hannah's here with us from Iceland. Hello, Hannah. Oh, and she's opening her bead llama mystery bag. I love it. That's so much fun. Okay, and Denise is here from Florida, and Carol is here from Pennsylvania. Hello. Okay, so we are going to make jewelry with this charm chain, but I'm going to show you the different styles first because I love it so much, and then we'll just play around. If you kind of can see, let's see, I'm going to move this over a little bit. You can see I've pulled out some pretty prestige crystals that I thought would be really fun to put with the charm chain. Some earring hooks. I also pulled a magnetic clasp in case we want to make a bracelet. So that's going to be really fun. Oh my gosh, and Denise got her bead llama mystery bag yesterday, and Mary Jane's is on the way. There is some beading fun ahead of you guys. I was just looking at my mystery bag yesterday when I was grabbing my supplies, and I was like, ooh, I want to play with this. I love the tubes of seed beads for sure. Okay, so let's look at the charm chain. So here is 2 inches. So to give you guys an idea, because I know it's sometimes a little hard to visualize online, but this is 2 inches of charm chain, and that's what I ordered for all of these. So all of these represent 2 inches of charm chain. And if you look at how many charms you get on this, it's pretty crazy. So it looks like you're getting, I'm going to try to kind of count here real quick to give you some indication. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38. It looks like either 38 or 40 little leaf charms came on this 2-inch piece. So that is really a lot. And I'm going to separate it out. The way you separate out the charms is you see in the charm chain, there's a center chain going through it. So all these little soldered jump rings. So if you want to separate out your charms without actually cutting your charms, you're going to cut one of the little chain links. And I'm going to do that right now with this one. So I'm just going to cut the jump ring, not the charms. And then this separates it out. And then in this charm chain, there's 2 charms per jump ring. That's why I was able to count pretty quickly, because I could count my chain links. And this here is what the individual charms look like. And they're so pretty and they're so detailed. So these would be good for a lot of different purposes. You could do a whole necklace in them, line them up, cut apart that charm chain, have these guys dangling from a necklace. It would be really pretty. Or just the end of like a charm bracelet or the end of an earring. So you don't have to use the chain intact. Now I do have this exact leaf chain in like an antique silver. So you can see all of those. And we are having a chain and tool sale right now as well. So it's a great time to pick this up because it is on sale. So there's that antique silver. And then it also comes in like a matte gold, which is really cool as well. So there's the gold, and I love it. So when it hangs like this, I think this one I might make into a pair of earrings, because look at how this hangs. Look at how neat that is. So I think we'll probably play with this one because I love how it hangs. So that's the antique, or not the antique, that's the matte gold. So it's got a little bit of a shimmer for it. And Piper, that's a great question. Is there a bright silver leaf chain? I don't know if we have one. Michelle, I'm going to defer to you on that one. I know I pulled an antique silver, but I'm going to let Michelle answer that because she is the website wizard. She is good at finding things and figuring things out. Even when I don't think they exist, she has got it down. So those are the 3 colors I pulled of the leaf chain. Next, I want to show you these bobbly chains, which are neat. So these ones here have a bunch of little drops. So imagine if you were going to buy these drops separate, you would probably buy them as like 1 or 5, but you get a ton on the charm chain. So this charm chain I have definitely broken apart a lot to get the little charms off of it because I love them. They're like little vintagey drops. I'm going to cut that chain so I can get it. So here is what your little drops on this one look like. So those are just pretty little, like almost, I mean, a teardrop. I guess they're kind of a teardrop. They're like just a classic little drop shape. And this would be really cute at the back of a necklace. So that's a really pretty one. And there's also a round one as well. And I'm going to cut off the round as well. So this one, this reminds me of Christmas balls. This would be great at Christmas time. Okay. So here's our little tiny balls. So they just look like little gold balls and they're very, one just rolled off my table. So there's another one. You can just see what that one looks like. So here again is 2 inches. So it's a lot of little balls on here. And then I've got a couple more styles to show you because I'm kind of doing a little show and tell, and then I'm going to do the jewelry design with it. I'm also going to go show you this one right now. And I have a trick I like to do with this one. So this is little circles. So fun little circle charm chain right here. So just a ton of fun little circles. And how pretty would that be as a bracelet? So we might work this one up into a bracelet. I'm still trying to figure out which one to do. And then it also comes in other colors, which is neat. And this is just a bunch of round rings. Now what's nice about these rings, I'm going to cut this open for you. This is something I've done for a very long time. It's kind of been my little trick. Okay, so these are perfect little circles. They are seamless. There is no edge to them. There is no seam. They are soldered, which is lovely. So they are intact, perfect little rings. What I have done with these for years is I'll show you how to do this once we look at all the styles. I do circular brick stitch around them. I use them as the foundation for earrings, necklaces, and then you can keep doing more and more rows of circular brick stitch around them. So I'm going to show you how to do this, because this here is a beautiful foundation. These little rings are a beautiful foundation to do circular brick stitch. So if that's something that's of interest to you, I'm going to show you here in a little bit just how to do that, because it's really easy to do and it's fun. And these are really the perfect little links because they also have a nice flat edge to them. You see how it's not rounded, it's flat. So if you're used to doing circular brick stitch, you know, it's nice if you have a flat edge to go against. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And again, the value of, you get so many with just like, if you imagine if you just had 1 inch, you're still going to get a ton of these little rings to work with. So that's what we're going to do here in a few minutes once we start designing. And I do want to show you a couple of the other charm chains. So I have these little medallion ones, which are cool. This looks like one of those sequiny dresses that you sometimes see. That just reminds me of that. But these are like little flat sequins and they're made of metal. They're really cool. And you get a ton of them as well. So that's another really fun chain. So, oh, Mary Chain, you'll get there. I like your comment. Dang, I'm still trying to learn how to make loops. You'll master the loops, and then you'll be doing circular brick stitch. You'll be doing bead embroidery. You'll be doing kumihimo. It all just keeps going. Oh yeah, these would be great for boho earrings for sure. So I love it. I got the antique, this looks like an antique copper that I pulled right here, which is really pretty. And I was playing with like the different beads I was going to put with these, which we'll start to play with here in a few minutes too. But I was like, look at this like rosy colored crystal with that antique copper. I thought would be really pretty. I also thought maybe we want to just do a contrasting color. We can do this Pacific opal color. So we'll start playing here soon. I just want to show you all the different charm chains we have at our disposal to play with. Okay, seashells. We love seashells. So these are great if you're doing nautical beach jewelry. And here, let me cut you off a seashell so you can actually see what the little shell looks like. Okay. So these guys are very sweet and petite. If you look at them, here's our little seashells. And there's a front and a back. So those are the individual little charms on that charm chain. So cute. I love them. So those are fun. And I have gold and I have an antique silver. So again, this is going to be really good for your summer jewelry. And they hang so nice too. So you could just do it here. You could do it here as a bracelet, put some little charms in there. Get some of the Toho reglass beads that look like sea glass. Make little dangles and links in there. Maybe put a little starfish charm on it or something. Be really cute. Okay, last one, and then we're going to start designing. Okay, so these are coins. How fun. So these are all coins on this chain. I think it might be easier to see the detailing on the antique silver. So there's a coin. I'm going to pull one off. These have a fun sound too. If you guys can hear this. These ones have a really fun sound to them, but look at how luxurious that is. It's so luxe. So again, this is just 2 inches. So every sample I pulled is what 2 inches look like. And you can decide if you want to order a 1 inch, 2 inch. So you get to totally customize. Okay, so here is one little coin from the coin charm chain that you can add to your designs. Super, super fun. Okay, so let's start playing. Let's start making some jewelry. So wait. Skulls, gold skulls. I totally forgot. Oh, hi, Kat. We are looking at charm chain today, and we're going to play with it. We're going to make some earrings. Might make a bracelet too. We'll see how that goes. And we're going to do circular brick stitch. But here are the little skulls, and they're really cute too, and they're really petite. So I want to say Halloween jewelry, but I feel like in this bright gold, this could be worn year round, just as something a little fun. The seashell chain would make an awesome bracelet. Yeah, I agree. I think the seashell chain would be such a fun bracelet, especially if you pair it with like some nautical colors. Like, look, we can even pair it with that Pacific opal color, if that'll balance. Look how pretty that is with the antique silver. We could even add in the green. I'm not sure this is gonna balance on my wrist. But we've got green and we've got some of that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I didn't bring silver supplies over to make a silver bracelet. I brought supplies over to make a gold bracelet, thinking we'd probably be doing gold. Let's do a pair of earrings though with this. So if I was gonna do a pair of earrings with this, I think I do wanna pair it with this because this is so pretty. So let's do a pair of seashell earrings. And I agree, it would be a really pretty bracelet. So you can order your 6, 7 inches, whatever you need for your bracelet, and you can make it a full surround, which would be fun. Okay, so if we're gonna make a bracelet with this is 2 inches. Let's go ahead and cut the 2 inches in half so we have equal amounts. So let me see. I'm gonna count the interior chain links to see where my midway point is going to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, that's perfect. So I'll want 8 and then cut the 9th one. And I'll end up with 8 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm identifying my 9th one, which is right here. And I'm just going to snip through it. And there we go. So we're just making a cut to separate it out. And then you're going to end up with a couple little bonus charms. Hi, Eric. Eric's saying he's late to class again. We're having fun with charm chain. Okay, so we're just going to keep these little guys separate. So what's nice is because the core of your charm chain is just essentially closed jump rings, it gives you things to hook onto, which is really fun. So you don't have to have other things. So like when we go eventually to put our earring hook on here, we already have something ready for us, which is nice. But let's first add some color. So I really do like the idea of adding the Pacific Opal. We'll kind of go with a nautical look for this. So I am going to grab a little head pin and just let that slide down. I've got my wire looping pliers and I'm going to make a loop. And I think in this case, I will do a wrapped wire loop. So I'm gonna not do my wrappings until I connect it onto my chain. So I'm just gonna open that up so we have a little bit of a space there. And we're gonna find the end chain link, slip it on there so you can see how that just connected to the end of the charm chain. Go like so and wrap it around a couple times. Go ahead and snip and tuck. And then I'm going to hold it from up here so we can see how that looks. So you've just got that little crystal at the base, which is really pretty. Now I think I want to add some of the green too. This is this Sunshine Peridot by Prestige Crystal, and it does, when you pair it with the Pacific Opal color, you really start to get that sea glass feel. And you also, we do have the Toho reglass beads, which have a very similar feel, but if you want crystals, you want these larger sizes and the different shapes, this is really fun. So you kind of get that feel, which just makes me want to go to the beach. I'm needing the beach soon. It's calling. Oh, I love it, Nancy. Hello, welcome. Just read your comment. I love it. I'm glad you caught the live today. Oh, and Piper has some Sunshine Peridot, pretty color. It is. It's a really nice color. I hope that's catching there on the camera. It's a really nice soft green. All right, so what I'm going to do with this one is, let's see if we can just do a simple wire loop, and we're going to connect it onto our chain link. So you could keep doing wrapped wire loops as well if you want. I'm going to try it with a simple here. So I'm just going to open that up. And I'm trying to catch the comments as they come in, but I know that we've got Michelle and Eric there who are helping, which is awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to identify a link in the chain, slip it on there. Oops, cannot close it with cutters. Grab my chain nose and close it on up. And what that does is it just gives you that little extra, if I can turn this to the right side, where is it? There it is. It gives you that little extra sparkle in there, which is fun. So I'm just going to do a couple of those kind of hidden amongst those seashells, and then we'll just put an earring hook on it. And then for those who are joining us a little later in the show, we have this charm chain right here, which is a bunch of circles. We're going to actually do some circular brick stitch around the circles so that you can actually cut them apart and use them as links, which is very handy. Okay, so I'm just going to make another loop. Yes, we do have the pliers that make the loop. Great question. They should be in the shopping bag, but I know Michelle is on top of it and she's going to be able to post the link. These are called wire looping pliers and they are very easy to use. I find them very forgiving and you end up with really nice, easy loops, which I love. And you can make different size loops with the same pair of pliers. They're my go-to. Okay, so now we're just going to open this one up. And so we put a crystal there. Why don't we put a crystal over here? And then maybe we want one more. Maybe one more kind of up towards the top so it's not quite as hidden. I think we'll do that. I think we'll do one more crystal up towards the top and then we'll stick an earring hook on it. So you see how those crystals look, and you can add as many as you want. This is just kind of having fun playing with this, but definitely whatever you feel like for however many crystals you want to add. Okay, and then these pliers, just put it between the two noses, and when you squeeze the first time, it makes half the loop for you. I can kind of pull that out and show you. And then when you push it down, rotate up, just cross it, and then it makes the full loop. And it makes really nice uniform. Oh, Kathy's saying, love those. I love the wrapping pliers. Definitely a game changer. I agree. I really have to go back and practice how to use round nose pliers when I do need to use them because I am so used to the wire looping. Okay, and then I get frustrated because I find the wire looping much easier. All right, I'm going to slip one more on top. Close it up. Okay, and put this little charm chain over here so we kind of have the middle of that chain. And then what we're going to do is just take an earring hook, and in this case I can just drop it on there. And then this earring hook needs to be closed up a little. You see that U is pretty wide, so I'm just going to kind of pinch it together, and we have a finished earring. So there we go. So a little pretty charm chain dangly earring there. That's all ready for the beach. So that's one thing you can do with charm chain. Let me show you the circular brick stitch, and then actually I kind of want to make one more pair of earrings. Should we make one more pair of earrings just with a dangle from it? Let's see. Maybe this leaf. This is really fun. Okay, so here's the leaf charm chain. Again, just 2 inches. All of these are 2 inches. So we're going to find the midway point again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So in this case, I need to cut the 10th chain link. So I have 9 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. We'll just cut through it. And I love the way this one hangs. This one I think is one of my favorite for how it hangs. If you look at that, how it drapes. A couple things I brought over that I thought would be really pretty with it. There's these light cream rose pearls. So if you're wanting to do something very classic and elegant. So this is, oh, perfect. So Debbie, welcome. We've done a pair of earrings so far with the charm chain, but we're just showing different uses for the charm chain, different ideas. And then don't forget, you can always just cut it apart and use the individual charms like any other charm or dangle. And you get a ton of them for every inch. So this basically right here represents 1 inch of charm chain. So I love it with the cream rose. If you're doing wedding jewelry, this would be really elegant, or vintage jewelry, I think. I also wanted to go totally different. Well, wait, let me show you. There's also crystal golden shadow, of course, is going to look beautiful with this. So here's crystal golden shadow if we want to go really elegant. But I also kind of went bold, and I was like, look at this dark sapphire with it. I kind of love the dark sapphire too. So you just have something really vibrant at the base. So a lot of different things you can do with this. I think I'm just going to put one single dark sapphire drop at the bottom of this one because we already kind of did one with crystals in between. And then we're going to do some circular brick stitch. I think will be fun to show you how you would use those as just regular links. Okay, so we've got this. And let's look at the wire looping pliers again. So here's the wire looping pliers. So if you're going to do a wrap, you're going to leave just that little gap between your bead and the nose of the pliers, just to give you some space. Squish, or I should say pinch, rotate up, crisscross. And now to do the wrapped wire loop, we are just going to open it up. Find our end chain link, because this is, remember, this is just basically a solid chain in there with dangles already attached to it. Just find that end link. Hopefully I opened that up enough. I might have to open up that loop. When I say open up the loop, I mean I'm just creating enough of a gap in the actual loop to be able to get my chain on. So many charms. All right, let's see if this worked. There we go. Okay, so now it's sitting in my little loop right there. And then what we're going to do is just pinch it shut, hold it with our pliers, and then do a couple wraps. And Debbie, I love your comment. This chain is really cool. I agree. I love charm chain. I find it so versatile. Okay, so we did our little wraps. So we got a little wrapped wire loop right there is hanging at the base of our charm chain. So it's kind of like a lot of the earring focal point is done for you because all these little charms are already attached. And now all we have to do is connect an earring hook. So I have an earring hook right here. I'm just going to open up the loop. And you can imagine you can do this with any of the charm chains I have on my table here. And I did add the crystals to the shopping bag too, so don't forget if there's anything you want to learn more about, just click on that shopping bag icon. Everything is right there for you. Okay, so we just put that in the little loop of our earring hook, close it on up, and we have a really pretty, elegant earring with all of those pretty leaves. And then because we cut one, there should be a couple little loose leaves that we will save for another project. So that's the individual little charm that you can use. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked the blue with the gold. It was kind of a risk. I was like, oh, I want to go bold, but I really also do like the neutrals with this one. I do have to say, like, you can go either way. You can really put a bunch of really pretty pearls in there. You can go with crystal golden shadow. I also have this, which I think is like a dark rose. That would be really pretty in there too. It just looks good with so many different things. So that would be really pretty. Piper's saying I'd use a capri blue round crystal. Ooh, that would be really pretty too. All right, so lots of fun things you can do with the charm chain. Okay, let's go now look at the circular charm chain again. So this was the one we showed in the beginning. You could do the same thing. You could cut it like this. You could make a pair of earrings. You can make a bracelet. You can make a necklace, just hang some chain from it. This is 2 inches. You could do maybe 4 inches, have a pretty focal, and then just put a chain on either end. You could embellish it with some crystals, or you can do my little trick here, which is to use it as a link for circular brick stitch, which then becomes the foundation for a lot of different projects. You can link a bunch of these for a bracelet, earrings. So if you're gonna do that, what you'll need is you will need some thread. Now I'm using Wildfire. .006. You could get away with a thinner one too on this. Whichever thread you're most comfortable with for doing brick stitch. And then I'm not going to cut as much as I normally would because I'm just going to do a quick demo here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your little link, and this is a perfectly intact, no seam circle. So it's basically a link. So if you've worked with quick links before, you've worked with other types of beading links, that's basically all this is, but really nice and petite. And you get a ton of them. So you're just going to tie your thread onto it. And again, I would normally leave more that I would then be able to thread my needle back onto and weave in, but we're just doing a quick demo of the technique here. Okay, so we're just going to do that. So I've knotted it on there so it's anchored. So you see how we've got this right here. We just have a little knot right there. Okay, and then we're going to take our needle, and we need our beads. I'm going to be using these. So this is an Ico, and these are 11s, and they're nice and they're cylindric in shape, which means they're going to play nice when we line them all up. Isn't it funny how different bead shapes look so different when you do them with bead weaving or loom work? Like I love Toho rounds for my loom, and I love cylindric shaped beads for my like brick stitch. Okay, so we're just going to put our needle. This is just a tulip size 10 needle. I'm gonna try my best to thread it. Okay, there we go. And for this case, we're gonna pick up 2 of our beads onto our needle, just like so. Let them slip down. And then we're going to go from behind, and then we're going to go through our circle, through our link. If you can kind of see that. Hopefully that's showing up because it's a small little link, so I'm kind of holding it in place. But we're going through it. Then those are going to sit on top. Going to go up through what was the second one we added. So you can see how those are on its edge. And now to make them sit properly, we just go back down through what was the first one, up through the second one, and pull. And now those are sitting on the edge of your ring. And now we're going to pick up 1. And I have done this so many times to do a really pretty beaded like earring design. I love doing it. So we just went through our circle from the back to the front, up through our bead, and it now is sitting next to the other ones. So I'm going to do the same thing again. And you can do row after row of this. This is the foundation row. So from the back to the front, go up through the bead. And what it's doing is on the top, you can see it's creating thread bridges. So if you wanted to do more rows of circular brick stitch, you would just use the thread bridges to catch your needle and thread under. But we're going to do this a couple more times because I want to show you how to complete 1 round. So you know how to do 1 round with this. And then if this is of any interest, we could always do an entire show on brick stitch or circular brick stitch. It's fun. It creates a lot of different design ideas. But like I said, I love that charm chain for the sole purpose of being able to cut it and have all these wonderful, wonderful little links. And sometimes you'll even find slightly bigger links, which are fun too, so you could do that as well. But this is nice because these are a really good size. Okay, so we're just going to keep going. And I'm just working my way around. Okay. So you see how we've got this circle? It's coming really quickly together. And then I'll show you how to connect your 2 ends. Okay, I think we've got about one more bead to add, one or two. All right, so when you're doing this, there's always the debate of how many do you do so it doesn't get squished. So I'm looking at this, I'm gonna add one more and I'm gonna see if that's going to be it or if we want one more even. Okay, so from the back to the front, up through. Ah, come on. Okay. Yeah, so if you see what we've got here, because this first one's sticking up a little, we don't have enough room for a whole nother one. So I'm going to now just go through, down through the top of what was the very first one we did. And when I pull it, it kind of pulls that one down so it sits a little nicer. And now you can go back up through the one you just exited. If my eyes will let me do that. There we go. Okay, so here you go. And then you could just keep going if you wanted to around the top side of it, or you could just keep it as a little ring or a little link, but it's a really fun little beaded element that you've been able to create now with that circular charm chain. Oh, yay, and Michelle is putting, if needed, we do have free graph paper for brick stitch, so you can plan out a design and colors. That's perfect. Michelle is amazing. Oh, thank you, Santa Barbara girl. I love this technique. This one is one I've done for years, and I love what you can do with these. Like, if I was gonna spend the day doing this, I would probably do another row or two. I might even add some crystals to it. And then I would link 3 of these together and have a really fancy beaded earring. So that is a fun thing to do with charm chain. All right, so we've done a couple pairs of earrings. We've done the circular brick stitch. Now, if you wanted to make a bracelet, you could very, very easily make a bracelet. So you could take any of the charm chains. So we've got the skulls right here, which could be fun. You can do these, which is nice and thick. This gives you a lot of space right here. So that's fun. You can do any of these as your focal, or you can order more and make it longer. But I wanted to show you a really easy way to turn this into a bracelet. Well, easy as in it takes just a little bit of time, but it's not hard. So what we could do, like, I'm kind of loving the skulls for some reason right now, even though I know it's not Halloween, but I'm going to pair the skulls. I'm going to do elegant skulls. We're going to do elegant skulls that would be fun to wear year round. So I'm going to do the light cream rose pearls because I think it looks so great with the gold. Now remember, you could do this with the leaf charm chain. We cut ours for earrings, but you could do it with the leaves. You could do anything. So we're just going to take a little bit of our wire. This is 24 gauge. We are going to do wrapped wire loops because it is thinner. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a loop right here. So we're going to start by just creating a wrapped wire loop on its own. And we're just going to wrap it a couple times. And because, like I said, because it's 24 gauge wire, I definitely want to do wrapped wire loops. That wire is a little bit thin to just do simple wire loops. You don't want your loops to pull out, but wrapped wire loops are going to stay. So we're going to make a chain. We're going to make a really pretty little beaded pearl chain. So here we go. So we got that. And now what we'll do is I'm not going to connect this to the charm chain just yet. We're going to do a little quick how to make your own chain tutorial here first, and then we'll connect it to the charm chain. Okay, so now we're just going to do another wrapped wire loop. So on your first one, you can do a wrapped wire loop on both sides without connecting it to anything. Okay, so here we just made a little link, right? So we got little wrapped wire loops. And the wire looping pliers are definitely coming in handy for this because you're going to be making lots of little loops. Okay, So on this one now, what we'll do is on the first loop, we can make it intact. If you're making your own chain, you're making your own gemstone chain, pearl chain, check bead chain, whatever it is that you're wanting to use as your bead, when you start to make your link, you can make the first one intact, which I mean you're not having to connect it to anything first. And we're just going to trim it. Put on our little bead. In this case, it's a light cream rose prestige pearl, 4 millimeter. Okay, so now we've got that. And we're going to make this loop right here. And this time though, what we'll do is we're going to open that loop up again, just kind of notch it off to the side, slip in our other one that we already made, go in with our fine chain nose pliers, these are the Zurons, and do our wraps right here. And just a reminder, we are having a tool and chain sale right now, so it's kind of perfect. You're seeing the tools in action and the chain in action, and we're having up to 40% off, so it's a pretty cool sale. All right, so there's 2 little links, and now let's do another couple, and then I'll show you how to connect it to your chain and how to connect it to your clasp. Oh, yay, Hannah, I love it. So many fun shapes in the mystery bag, so I highly recommend it. Oh, that's wonderful. And if anyone's curious what the mystery bag is, I'm going to ask Michelle. I don't think I had that in the shopping bag, so I'm going to ask Michelle to please add the mystery bag so that people can see what it is. It's a really cool 1-pound grab bag of beads. But Hannah, I'm glad you got yours and you're having fun with it. It's really fun to sort through. Okay, here we go. So again, we have that nice intact little loop. Put on our pearl. And now we'll do the other side. Oh, I went a little high up there. That'll be okay. My bead was not where I thought it was, so I have a little bit of a bigger gap. That is going to be quite big. I'll have to do more wrappings. Normally, I try to keep them the same in terms of how many wrappings on each side. Oh, Daisy, welcome. Yes, every Wednesday at 10 o'clock Pacific time for those on the West Coast, and 1 p.m. for East Coast. I know we have people joining us from all over the place, but it's 10 o'clock Pacific. All right, guys. So here, this was a very easy way to make your own chain. So that's a fun way of making your own chain. Now, if you wanted to connect this to some charm chain to do it as a focal, whether you're doing a necklace or a bracelet, whatever it may be, what you're going to do is you're going to just take another piece of wire. Okay. Oh, Nancy, great question. Does Art Beads carry a bent fine chain nose? Yes, I do believe is the answer, but again, I'm going to defer to Michelle on that one. All right, so let's say you've made however long you want this to be. When you are going to connect it to something, you're going to start by making your loop, connecting it to your chain, making your wraps. And I said chain as in the chain you just made using your beads. Okay, put on a bead. Here you go. Oh, small pearls and seashell chain. Oh, that would be really pretty. Okay, so to connect it to your charm chain, you're going to make the first part of your loop. You can probably tell where I'm going with this. Notch it back, and then grab the chain you're wanting to use as your main focal part. find the end chain link. And if you'll notice on here, here we go. I'm trying to find the end chain link here. Okay, find the end chain link. And I think there's two little charms sitting together. There we go. So if you notice, when we look at this really up close, you got the two charms. So I like to connect it to the little area in the chain between the two charms. So I'm just going to kind of expose that. Pull that down so it sits in there. So you see how we've got that notched right in there. And now we'll finish our wrappings. Okay. And remember, you could do the same technique with a necklace. So it'll just take a little longer. Okay, so there you have, oh, and my foot fell asleep, guys. Oh no. Okay, so here you have the chain you made. You've got your focal. So imagine if that was a necklace on both sides. How pretty would that be? We're doing this as a bracelet, so you can see what that would look like. Really fun and delicate. Now, if you want to attach your clasp, what you're going to do is, I have a little magnetic clasp, which I love. And so you just separate it out. And then in this case, you could take a jump ring and just add it to that. I didn't have any jump rings, so I'm going to do it as if I didn't have any jump rings. And I'm going to go ahead and just same thing as we did before. And this would be true if you're connecting any type of clasp, whether you're making a necklace or a bracelet, whatever it may be. So let's just go ahead and link it onto our chain that we made. Link it around. So it's actually combined. This class is showing a couple of my very favorite things, which are the circular brick stitch around those links and making your own chain, whether it's a pearl chain or gemstone chain, whatever it may be. These are a couple of the techniques that I love. Okay, so then we've got the pearl on there. Oh, good. And Eric said there are Xuron bent nose are on sale, which is great. Okay, so I think that must be in the shopping bag too now, which is perfect. Okay, so then we're going to do this link up here. Crisscross. And open it up. Just slip on the little loop at the back of your magnetic clasp half right here. And I'm trying to read the comments. So circular brick stitch, the same as brick stitch. It's just a little bit different. It's very, very similar. It's a round, like a surround. And I think the way you start it is pretty much the same, because you do kind of that double back round through it again, around the first two beads to make them sit properly. It's just you're working around an object usually when you do circular brick stitch. You can do it around a bead too, which is fun. Okay, so it's magnetic. So you guys can see that. It's pulling on my plier tips. So I'm just trying to tuck my end and get away from my magnetic clasp. Okay, so there we're able to attach a clasp. And if you wanted to finish this, you would just do the exact same thing on the other side. So this would be your bracelet right here. You would have a really pretty beaded chain. And this is actually a little long for me. I probably should have stopped one or two beads sooner. And then you'd have your magnetic clasp, or you can do that for a necklace as well, which would be super pretty. All right. So I want to show you guys real quick. I know we had several people who joined us midway through. You can catch the replay. All of these are archived. So you always go back and rewatch, but I want to show you real quick what we made. So this was the start of a bracelet or a necklace, whichever you want to do. We made a pair of earrings somewhere in all of this. Okay, here was our gold earrings paired with that beautiful dark sapphire Prestige Crystal, which was nice, and that was the leaf one. And then we also made, if I can find it, okay, where is it? Here. Here's our seashell chain that we did with kind of like sea glassy colors, which was fun. Put some little hidden crystals in there as well. And then don't forget, you could also just get the chain so that you can get all the baubles, because these can be used for anything. So got the little individual charms. These are charms. So you can use these little charms for anything in your jewelry design. And so here is what 2 inches looks like. So there's 2 inches. So there is the antique silver, little rounds, or you could do the circular brick stitch around them. There's this one, which I think this one does remind me of Christmas time. I think this would be so fun. A charm bracelet, absolutely, Piper. That would be so much fun. Do this as a base for a charm bracelet, one of these guys. Lots and lots of fun. There's the coins, which are neat. And you see the detail of the coins when you pull them out. So there's a really detailed little coin that you can make jewelry with. So much fun. There's these little like metal sequins. These are metal. So you can see these. These are nice. These little sequins that I think would make a really pretty bracelet foundation as well. So lots and lots of fun things you can do with charm chain. And if you're interested in it, this is a great time because it is on sale. So perfect timing. Oh, and Michelle's doing a great job of popping up banners and such. Okay, guys, that was really fun. I'm going to pop my camera up again so we can say goodbye for today. Oh, you also have the fishtail chain too. Oh, do we have the fishtail? I know exactly the one you're talking about. I'm going to see if Michelle can see if she can find that. I know exactly the chain you're talking about. Okay. I hear a delivery truck outside, so hopefully I don't get a knock. Okay. So up close, kind of what that chain looks like. If we can see it, that's what our beaded chain looks like. And then you would put it on here. Look how sparkly that is. Really sparkly. I think that'd be really pretty. I'm going to finish. I know, delivering more beads. I got the best box of beads, guys. So usually when I get a box of beads, it's like this, right? It's like this big. You can't see my hands, but I got this giant box of beads like yesterday. It was amazing. So I get to play with that and sort through it for all the upcoming fun projects we're working on. All right, guys, this was fun. If you have anything in your shopping cart, make sure you check out so you can take advantage of the sale right now. If you came in a little late and want to rewatch anything, definitely, hit that replay. We can do the replay button. We always have a good time. So thank you for joining us. If this was your first time joining us, welcome. We are here every single week. So actually, every day of the week, we have a different designer here at Art Beads. I'm here on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, but Becky's up tomorrow and then Sarah's on. So we just have this great community and this great crew. So check us out every day. It's always fun. There's always something different. And I see, thank you guys. I love doing this, and please join me again next week. And if you got a mystery bag, have fun with it. Keep telling me what you think about it. And if you end up with some charm chain, let me know what you do with it as well. It's always fun to share.